Oh yeah, green light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. We are back for another live drive in the beautiful state of South Carolina, where it is getting warmer each and every passing day here. Yes, absolutely. It's supposed to be like very warm this weekend. I think it's going to start cooling back down on Sunday, which is fine with me because I'll be back at the workplace. But yeah, like I said, we're looking forward to doing the camping deal. It's going to be really fun. And yeah, here we are back again for getting ready for another night. Whoopee, you know what I'm saying? I know I shouldn't be so I don't know, negative. Greasy Monkey, what's going on, Greasy Monkey Guitars? How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Yeah, we're right here at the workplace, man. I'm on the frontage road, so we're I just got finished. Dennis Bryan, how are you, sir? How are you? I just went ahead and got some fuel in Little Red at the convenience store right behind me there, and so we're just having to go a couple hundred yards here to the workplace. And yeah, man, let me make sure I stop. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna dodge this speed bump right here. You can barely squeeze through, and you missed that one, but this one here is a pain in the you-know-what. So I just get it where I only go, half my truck goes over it. They used to not have those speed bumps there, and they just put those in, I think, last year or something like that. Yeah, something. So, man, something's burning out there. Look, see that black smoke out there in the distance? Something. Oh, no. Who dropped a trailer right here in front of these trucks? Man, I hope my truck ain't over there, because them trucks ain't gonna be able to, you can't get out. Right in here, I don't know what's going on right there. I gotta find my tractor. I'm trying to remember, where did I park? God, I hope it ain't over in front of this right here. Where is my truck? Oh, it's right here to the right. Woo! Okay. All right, it's right here. Is that where I parked? I can't remember if that's where I parked this morning or not. If I can find a spot back over here in the shade, that'd be nice, man. How are y'all doing this afternoon? Sorry. Oh, we do have one right here. Oh, man. Almost the same spot we was at yesterday, man. We'll get back in and we'll chat for a few minutes. And thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching these live drives, man. I know it wasn't much driving today, but I just, coming down the interstate on some of those spots is sketchy, man, with the signal. So I think it's just easier to do it this way for now anyway. So we're in the shade. Whoo! All right, man. Okay. Got the AC on. I still need some refrigerant put in here, but right now it's okay. It kind of goes back and forth. You like my shirt? I know you can't. It's backwards. It says, strike first, strike hard, no mercy, Cobra Kai. My stepdaughter got it for me. I think she got it for me at Christmas. Yeah, either that or my birthday. One of those. I don't know. I can't remember, but I always like that. Let's see what we got. Greasy Monkey Guitars. Hello, Dennis Bryan. Hello. Back to the grind, bro. It's an honorable thing. Yes, thank you, man. Yeah, don't get me wrong, man. I'm fortunate to have a job, and this is a good job. And it's just, you ask any of these drivers here, well, most of them, the ones that have sense anyway, I think, they'll tell you, with this place here, if you want more money, you got to give up more time. If you want more time, you got to give up more money. So there's never an equilibrium here, especially with truck driving. It's just not there, man. If you want to make the money, you're going to be out here. And when I first started here many moons ago, I was only making like 25, 30,000 a year. I I didn't really have to work that much. You know, I was doing a lot of music. I was in bands and duos, and so that was in 2000. So I stayed on that kind of pay scale for probably at least a good 4 or 5 years, man. And then things changed, and I was like, uh-oh, I got to start making some bank. So here it's seniority based. So the higher you are in seniority, the better runs you can choose, and the better runs you choose, the better money you can make, right? So that's how it works. But yeah, if you want to make the money, you're going to give up a lot of your time. Mr. Art, how you doing, man? How you doing, Mr. Art? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. With this live stream, I had a message from my friend Ralph. Y'all know Ralph from the Guitar Shop review videos. And I found it very, very interesting. First of all, I didn't know there was a guitar show. What's up, Bozique? How you doing, man? I didn't know there was a guitar show in Atlanta. I guess over the weekend it had an Atlanta guitar show. I didn't know that because I'm out of the loop on a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to stay focused on what I need to do to make this channel grow. Because Ralph and I, this past weekend, we went to Woody's Music and TK. So I didn't know there was an Atlanta guitar show. Actually, a video popped up on my YouTube feed. Was it yesterday or day before? And I was like, man. And Ralph watched that video, and he said one of the vendors that was there was Tony from Audio Centro. And we did that review. We did the video of his store a while back. Fantastic store, Audio Centro, off White Horse Road in Greenville, South Carolina. But Ralph was saying that he was amazed at how expensive some of those guitars were. You know, how much they would fetch, and you know, like Les Pauls and I guess certain Strats or whatever. The older they are, and I guess if they have a history or whatever, I don't know, they fetch for a lot of money. And what Ralph told me was, what I found fascinating was he has never played a Gibson Les Paul. He's never played that. And I didn't know that. I thought that maybe he had. And so he said he would, one of these days when we do some more of these guitar shop reviews in the future, he would like to play a Gibson Les Paul or a higher end guitar and see if there's a difference. And he said, you know, am I missing anything, or you know, whatever. And so I was just curious, what guitars have y'all never played? You know, whatever the reason. Maybe you didn't like it, maybe it was too much money, or maybe you just never had a chance to. What guitars have you never played? So I'll tell you mine. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. I remember there was a guitar I always thought looked really cool. I just never came across one, and I think they were called Parker Fly guitars. I know Phil McKnight's got one. I think those things go for a lot of money. I think they were expensive when they were in production years ago. They were high then, but I've never played one of those guitars. They always look cool. I don't know what they'd go for now on the used market, but I always thought they looked good, but I don't know how they hold up. What other guitar have I never played? I remember there was one called, I think it was called a Zion. I think that's what it was called. I never played one of those. I remember those from back in the day. I can't remember who made those, if I'm saying the name right. Personally, for me, have I played a Gibson Les Paul? Yeah, I played it, and I just don't see, I just don't see, this is going to ruffle a lot of the feathers probably. I just don't see what the big deal is. I just don't, you know, I just don't see. KBT Guitar Man, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I never played a high-end Fender Strat. I never played a high-end Les Paul either. I've never played like the you know, like the Gibson double neck, like Jimmy Page made famous, you know. Never played one. I played the lower tier brands, but I never played the top tier. Never played one of those. Let me look at the chat real quick. Dennis Bryan, I'm going to miss seeing you this Saturday, but you deserve a break for a little R&R. Thank you, Dennis. That's very nice. Yeah, you know, it's going to be a short break, but we're looking forward to it, man, because it's there has to be a pause every now and again. I love doing this. I mean, look, man, I'm at work, sitting in my pickup truck in the parking lot and doing a live stream, trying to do the best I can to keep content moving on this channel. Now, I know these videos, these little live drives, I know they don't get a whole lot of views. That's okay. You know, I'm still trying to stay engaged with the audience, you know. Just doing my best to keep it going, you know. But let's see. But thank you. Thank you, Dennis, for those kind words, man. Yeah, I'm still going to make a video of the camping trip, so it probably won't be live. Well, I know it won't be out there. I won't get no signal, but Bozique, the one guitar that I always wanted back in the day, but could not afford at the time, was a gold Music Man Axis, similar to Eddie's. I got one of the cheaper Sterling models today. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Yeah, when I went and Ralph and I did the Audio Centro, which they were at the Atlanta Guitar Show, like I said, I got the Sterling AX40. It's a, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful purple quilt, very light purple quilt guitar, and it reminds me of Eddie's model from back then. But I mean, it's in the ballpark, and it's a great guitar. That's awesome, Bozique. Congratulations. KBT Guitar Man. Yeah, I think I said KGB yesterday. I forgot the initials. I'm sorry, man. Bozique, never played the American one, though. Yeah, me neither. Blue Sky Guitar. Hello, man. He goes, never played an Explorer or Firebird. That's great, man. I've never played an Explorer either. I got an Epiphone Firebird that I played yesterday, but I haven't played a Gibson, you know, the top tier. Never played that. Ralph, there he is. What's up, Ralph? What's going on, brother? Hey, this stream, the title of the stream I got, and you know, you spawned that idea in my head, man. So about what guitar have you never played? And I know you never played through a Gibson Les Paul, and I was trying to think of guitars I never played through either, you know. So I thought it'd make a good little video, man. Art G says, I never played a Flying V or Explorer, not my thing. Yeah, I have a Flying V. It's cool. It's all right. I wouldn't buy another one. The Explorers, I've just never tried. I saw one at Audio Centro, oddly enough. It was an older one. It looked pretty good, but I was wanting to play it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know. Kind of odd, I know. Don Morton, hello, Joe. Hope all is well, sir. I've never played a BC Rich. Also never played a Duesenberg. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Not yet. Anyway, rock on. Thank you, Mr. Morton. Thank you, man. BC Rich. I do have BC Rich NJ series. That was my second guitar that I got when I was a teenager. It was a good guitar. The trim is horrible on it. An old messed up Kaler trim, and that guitar is very heavy. It's like heavy like my Memphis, which was my first guitar. It's like that heavy. It's heavy, man. You're knocking on the door of 10 pounds for those guitars. It's just crazy, man. Like 9.5 pounds. Dennis Bryan, I love Gibson, but I never played an SG. Just don't like the way it looks. I have an Epiphone SG that's a dark, a really dark blue. I've never been a big fan of SGs, but I never had one, so I ordered that one years ago. And I was afraid that it was going to be a really thick neck, but actually this particular Epiphone SG has a very slim neck, and it's very comfortable to play, actually. But it's okay. You know, I've only played it a handful of times. I've had it for, God, about 4 years now, something like that. It's all right. You know, I don't know. I don't really never go to it much, so I must not favor it too much. Don Morton, a friend of mine used to play BC Rich, almost exclusively though. Yeah, BC Rich were big time back in the day, man. Bozique says, Dennis, I have a couple of SGs, never liked the Les Pauls at first, but those eventually grew on me too. Yeah, the thing with me with Les Pauls, I just, the necks are pretty big. You know, I don't like a thick neck. A lot of people do. I don't. And I've tried to warm up to those guitars. I've tried. I have a couple of Epiphone Les Pauls. They're okay. But you know, there's a bunch of other guitars I've never played. I just can't think right offhand. But I don't know. I mean, I just what makes us favor one guitar over another? Or first, for me, it's going to be the color, and of course the shape, and then the neck, and then I'm going to see what the weight is like, you know, and of course playability. But I've never liked pointy guitars, kind of on the heavy metal realm, real pointy guitar. I never cared for that. Never. Like Zakk Wylde with his brand, Wild Audio. Those guitars look cool, man, and you can tell they try to get it close to Gibson as they could, but it's got that little flame on the lower, and those guitars look incredible. I saw one at Guitar Center. My son and I went years ago, and there was a used Wild Audio guitar hanging on the wall, on the used section, of course, and my son went right to it and grabbed it, and he already knew that I don't like heavy guitars and I don't like guitars with thick necks, right? So he went and grabbed it and he goes, "Here, Dad, try this." And I held it in my hand. I didn't even plug it up. I held it and I said, "Nope." And he started laughing. You know, that neck on that Wild Audio was like a Louisville Slugger, man. It was incredibly thick, and I was like, how do you play on this thing, man? You have to have really long fingers, I think. But so I didn't play it, so I guess I never played a Wild Audio guitar either. You know, there's just so many things to choose from, and then there's a lot that another one that I've never played that I just never favored is Rickenbacker. I never cared for those guitars. Those, whenever I see one of those, it makes me think of, you know, the good old days when our parents were young, and the Beatles and all that. Nothing against that, but it's just that I'm not drawn to that. And I never played a Gretsch. Let's see, like a Gibson 335, you know, all that. I've never played those. You know, there's supposed to be Gibson Epiphone supposed to be releasing the Back to the Future guitar. That's what I'm seeing online in October, and they're only going to make. This is really cool. If you don't know this, look it up. I think they're going to release 1,955 of them, of the Gibson, I guess, of the Gibson branded, which reflects the year 1955 when Marty McFly went back in time. And Lord knows how much those are going to cost. But the Epiphones, from what I'm hearing from a couple of guitar buddies, the Epiphones are going to be $1,000. Is it worth getting a Back to the Future guitar, an Epiphone for $1,000? Is it worth it? I don't know. Hey, chick, I don't know. I would like to have it just because it's Back to the Future related. But what all am I going to play on that guitar? I mean, Johnny Be Good, and that's it. I mean, I'm trying to see if it's worth the purchase. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know, man. Let's see. Yes, Art G says, I love the sound of SGs, but the ones I played have big necks and neck dive. Yeah, my Flying V has that neck dive. Somebody commented on one of my guitar collection videos a little bit ago that if I would get only a 3-inch strap, that V wouldn't dive like that. It might not, I don't know, but I just don't play that flying V. It looks cool. It's just not, for me, it's just not a comfortable guitar. And when I play a guitar, I don't want to have to fight it. I want to, I should be able to just get on there and play and be smooth. I shouldn't have to adjust a lot of stuff and, man, just, that's a turnoff for me, but that's just me. That's just me. All right, let me read these comments. Don Morton never played a Rickenbacker either. They do have a distinct sound, though. Yeah, I have always heard that they have their own sound, yeah. Bozique, the thing with the SG is that it's got similar pickups and wood to an LP, but the maple top gives the LP a different tone. SGs have more bite, where the Les Paul tone is warmer. Les Pauls are also too heavy. Yeah, they're heavy, man. They're heavy. Yeah, Chick, what's going on, my friend? How are you, man? I think Chick has got new guitar day as well. I think he's got one coming to him, which I don't want to say nothing about unless he wants to talk about it. I don't want to spill the beans, but I know he's excited, and congratulations to Chick on that. Bozique, they should make 1985 Epiphone 1955 to 1985. John S., what's going on, man? I love a huge neck. I have the Richie Kotzen Telly, and Strat is like playing a 2x4. I hear you, John. Welcome, man. Yeah, like I said, everybody's different. I'm not dogging anything. I'm not putting it down. I'm just speaking for what I prefer, Some people like it, man. Brian Powers, what's up, Joe? Hey, Brian, how are you, man? Dennis Bryan, I had a Rickenbacker, but it didn't sound good with overdrive and distortion. I imagine that it wouldn't, because of how that guitar is designed to sound. I would imagine. The Epiphone has a cool Lifton style case with Marion Barry and the Starlighters band logo on the case. Are you for real? Oh, that's right, because Marty borrowed that guitar from the band. That's right. That's probably on the Gibson version, right? No, it says Epiphone. Oh, man, that is cool right there, just to know that. I haven't seen that information. That's awesome. Chick says, yeah, I never cared for the SG Gibson. Had a Les Paul Classic once, but it's too heavy. Yeah, John West. Hey, Mr. John, how you doing, man? Hey, Joe, be safe tonight, and really love the content new in the guitar world. So I have plenty to try. Yeah, man, thank you. Thank you for stopping in, man, and everybody, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying to do these live drives because there's not going to be a live show Saturday night. So I'm trying to give a little live here and a little there, and I don't know. I don't know if people like these or not. But I know it's not much on production, but Mr. Art G, I had a Rickenbacker 620, and you're right, they're not for distortion. They sound great clean. Yeah, I kind of, in my mind, I've always kind of wondered that, but you've confirmed it, so thank you. Chick Mac says, thanks, brother. I'm ready for that George Lynch Desert Eagle to get here. Yeah, Chick had sent me a message through Facebook, and he found a gorgeous EVH Frankenstein with the case, and he asked me my opinion, and he asked me was it a good deal, and he told me the price, and it was a great deal. Come with a hard shell case and all. I said, yeah, man, that's a terrific deal. But he said, I'm also looking at this George Lynch, and it's the kind that has the well, he said Desert Eagle, so it's kind of got that kamikaze thing. It's got the missiles, the bombs on it. It looks really good, and I think it come with a case, and I think it was like the same amount of money, and so he went with the George Lynch, and which is really cool. I was very happy for him, because anytime you get a new guitar, man, it's always so exciting. You know, it is for me. I mean, that's a feeling I can never, I never get tired of. I mean, if anything, what's kind of sad is if I get a new guitar, the rush doesn't last as long as it used to. That's crazy. It's like I got that beautiful PRS. I love that guitar. And 2 days later, I was like, let's see, can I get another one? Can I get something else? I'm like, what is wrong with me? You know, that's crazy. You know, and I'm like, dude, take it easy, man. Take it easy. I've been in that boat before where I would, I just kept ordering stuff, and I was like, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, it'll be all right. And then it comes time to where you're like, oh man, I put myself in a hole, man. I got all this equipment. I got to pay this amount right here. I got to pay this credit card is, oh my God, you know. Then you get in trouble. Oh, I did. You know, I was like, oh God. Then you got to put more time in at the job to compensate. So I learned my lesson a long time ago. I said, man, you got to exercise some discipline. So please don't get yourself into a hole, you know. Bloody Soup. Hey, my friend, how are you doing, man? John S. Joe, any luthiers you'd recommend in the Greenville area? Relatively new down here and looking to have a guitar refretted. Okay. I could give you 2 stores you could check with, John. I don't know, but I can tell you 2 that I know do guitar work and repairs, and we did reviews of their shops. One is Midtown Music and Easley, and the other is Cornerstone Christian and Music Supply. Call them and ask them. And I do know they do guitar work like that. A lot of times they get really busy, so you might want to call and say, hey, this is what I'd like to have done. You know, could y'all do this, and what's the price range or whatever. But yeah, Midtown Music and Cornerstone Christian and Music Supply, those are both in Easley, and they're not far apart from each other. They're maybe like 8 minutes apart or something. They're really close, and those are great shops too, man. Those are great people, and they're good down home people, man. You know, so I definitely check with them, man. That's what I would do, because I know DeVere with Midtown, he does all that stuff. He even does broken headstock repairs and all that stuff, you know. So I'm sure they can fix you right up. Greasy Monkey Guitars, I ordered the new Randy Rhoads MXR pedal today. Awesome. Fantastic. Bloody Soup. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Chick Mac. Yeah, buyer's remorse. Most of us have it. Yeah. I don't know if I'd call it remorse. I mean, I was excited, you know, but I guess that's what, you know, the aftershock of that. It's like, uh-oh, you know. I guess that is what it's called. Yeah, man. Greasy Monkey, yes. Oh, that new pedal's gonna be there Saturday. I know you're ready for that. Dave Orkin, hey man, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Don Morton, years ago, before they became Kiesel guitars, a bandmate ordered a Carvin guitar straight out of the box. It played the best of any guitar I ever played, with no additional setup or adjustments. That's amazing. I never did get to play a Carvin. I've never played a Kiesel either. That's another one. Never played. And those guitars are expensive, man. And I mean, I understand why some of these guitars are really expensive, but I just personally, for me, you know, like I said, the guitar you never played, or guitars, like I said earlier, high-end Fenders or high-end. I'm just for me, I'm like, it's a guitar, man. I mean, if you pull that guitar off the hook and it's $5,500, and you get a guitar over here that's $1,000, or between $800 and $1,000, just me personally, I'm like, why is there a $4,000 difference there? You know, it's just And I'm sure people are going to light up the chat and tell me why, and that's fine. But for me personally, I'm like, I just don't. That's ridiculous, man. I'd rather put that money into a good amp or some good solid pedals or something. The guitar is only going to do so much on its own. I mean, it's wood, wires, and strings, and that's it. So it's going to perform. Yes, I know quality components play a role, but to me, they only play so much of a role. And you're going to plug it up. It's going to produce noise. This one that's $800 or $1,000, it's going to do the same thing. So I think a lot of it is just because somebody wants to. That's fine. And I'm not dogging that at all. Just me personally, I just don't see the point of going in there and dropping $5,000 for a guitar. I think that's ridiculous. That's just my thoughts. I've always kind of kept that to myself until now. And now if you do that or anybody else, congratulations, man. I'm not saying nothing out of turn, but the guitar only does so much on its own. The rest comes down to the player and your amp and all that, but it all works together, of course. But I don't know. Some people just want to because they can afford it, and that's great. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. It's your money, and if you can afford that, man, go for it. I mean, you worked for that money, spend it how you want. I would like to just spread my money out a little bit better, and instead of paying $5,000 or $6,000 or whatever, I'd rather get a nice $1,000 whatever guitar, something with a Floyd Rose on it maybe, and then get a nice PRS Mark Tremonti head and the cabinet. I would love that. That head by itself's $1,000, and then the cabinet, that's what I would do. I would that's just me. I mean, everybody's different, man. And I'm not saying that out of turn. That's just what I would do. So let's see here. Yes, John S. Yeah, man, no problem. Yeah, call Midtown or Cornerstone. I'm sure they can fix you right up. The Randy Rhoads pedal is really stylish. I need to look at that. That's awesome. AJB, what's up, man? Hey, Joe, how's your week going? I guess your rig isn't ready. Yeah, it's here. It's here. I'm just giving it a few minutes because my load usually isn't ready until after 6 o'clock. So I'm just waiting a couple of minutes. So I thought, why not go live, And when I do these live streams, I try to go live for maybe 40 minutes, and that's about it. But thank you, AJ. I appreciate it. Dave Workin, I love my old Carvin guitar. Yeah, I always heard those were great guitars. And back in the day, ST, good point. About the really expensive guitars. And that's just my 2 cents, man. That's just how I feel. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. John S., I have 2 Kiesels, and they are awesome. Expensive, but worth the money. All right, there you go. See? That's awesome. Greasy Monkey Guitars, ever since I got my Grail guitar, Fender Custom Shop Blue Flower Telly, I haven't really felt the urge to get something else. I did get the Firefly Skull guitar, and it's okay, but I dig my Grail. Yeah, I totally understand that, man. When I got my Holy Grail, which is the EVH Frankenstein, to me, that's what I wanted for my Holy Grail. I love it. And I did kind of, the fire was down a little bit on wanting to get something else. But then I started to gravitate a little bit more toward pedals and some different gear. And then the guitar thing would come back a little bit. I still love guitars. I still love buying guitars. I got the PRSs, and those are awesome because I've never really had them before. I had that one years ago, but somebody changed the pickups in it, and it was horrible, and I sold it. But as far as just one that hadn't been this in original stock, they're incredible. They're awesome. But yeah, man, I don't know. I guess it's something that I'll just never get tired of, is getting a guitar. I don't know, man. That I love getting pedals and gear. That's great. But a new guitar, it still does that for me when I'm like, yeah, man, it still gives me that feeling. When I was a little kid, when I was 16, I got my first guitar. I guess I was a kid, but it's like when you get a new guitar, man, it's like Christmas morning all over again. It's just, let me open this box. And then sometime later, let me open this box. And I'm like, yeah, it's just, man, I don't know. Sometimes it's gotten out of control, but I do love it though, man. I do love it. And that's just my 2 cents. Greasy Monkey guitars ever since I got my grill. Okay, I'm sorry, I read that. My bad, I'm sorry. ST, I do love a Gibson Les Paul custom, but man, they're expensive. Yeah. And they make different, that's why they make different things, man. Different guitars for different price points. John S., mine were a little over 2K. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Bloody Soup, I'd love to get that black and gold Les Paul custom for my final guitar. Who am I kidding? I hear you, Bloody Soup. That's awesome, man. Dennis Bryan, some guitars are so expensive you just about have to take out a second mortgage to buy it. You know what? The Dragon's Breath PRS that Ralph and I saw at Woody's, I want to say, I thought I heard him say 14,000. It's like between 10 and 14, it's something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was 5 figures. And it looked amazing. That guitar was gorgeous. It was the most beautiful PRS I've ever seen in my life. Would I throw any kind of money like that down? No, man. Hell no. I would not do that. You know, I don't know. I'd be scared to take that guitar out and play it anywhere. I'd be scared to, I don't know, something like that. You leave in the case a lot and you're like, do I need to play it? I don't want to scratch it or something. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like, if I can put it on in this perspective, all right, let me put it this way. Have you heard guitar players when they play, some of them are on the level where they sound too good. I mean, they're just so good. They're just, and they kind of go off the radar for me. Some guitar players, they do that, all this, you know, and I'm like, okay, but they're just to the point where they're just too good. And I think it flies over the head of a lot of people because 90% of us, we're never going to be able to play like that. And if I see somebody that does all that, I'm like, okay, next. You know, turn the page, next, you know, and that's kind of like a really high-end guitar like that. It's gorgeous, but I'm almost to the point where, man, I don't know if I want to play it, because if something happens, you know, you're SOL, you know, so I want to get a guitar that I know that if it gets a little nick or scratch on it, no big deal, you know. That's why I love the EVH Frankenstein. It's relic, and not that I'm wanting to drop it or something, but if it were, it wouldn't hurt. It'd like, oh hell, it adds to it, you know. It's built like a tank. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But like I said, there's different levels of that stuff, man, and everybody likes what they like. Did I think the Dragon's Breath PRS was awesome? Absolutely, man. If I was made out of money, if money wasn't an object, would I buy that guitar? Probably not. Probably not. I say I wouldn't, but I don't know, man. I just look at things a little different, I guess because of where I sit financially, and you know, I ain't got a lot of money, so I just say no, I wouldn't get that. It's awesome to look at, but I'm like, you know, I was just as content with the PRS semi-hollow body that I was playing in the video. I think it was $550 or something. It was used. I was just as happy playing that, and it felt great, you know, going through a Boss Katana amp. Thank you for the thumbs ups, by the way. I appreciate that so much. And you know, I just want to say to everybody real quick, thank you for watching the videos. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. I'm doing my best to try to keep content coming to everybody. And man, every day I check every day. We're getting new subscribers every day. We might get 3 yesterday. We might have got 5 today. We might get 2 tomorrow. hey man, thank you so much for people subscribing. That's what it takes for a channel to grow. It just takes a little bit at a time, just a little bit. And I feel if I just keep moving forward, just keep trying, then maybe we'll hit that goal of 20K. That's the goal here. I think that's a feasible amount, 20,000. We hit 20,000 subs, man. I think that's fantastic. You know, I'm not looking for some YouTube plaque or nothing like that. That's for those big boys that have time to do this 6 days a week. You know, I can't do that. I can only do it here and there when I can. But thank you to everybody who's checking out the channel. I really appreciate it. You just don't know. Really, really appreciate it. And Ralph and I are not going to stop the Guitar Shop reviews. We've already got this etched in stone. We're going to keep moving forward with these Guitar Shop reviews, man. We're not going to stop. There might be a little space in between them because of my schedule, and then the holidays are coming up, but we're still going to do it. And thank y'all for watching that series. We're very proud of that series, and thank you so much. I'm going to hit up some of these comments here real quick. Dennis Bryan, some guitars are so expensive you have to take a second mortgage. Yeah, sorry, I read that. I'm sorry. Art G, it's all about what inspires us. I could easily find guitars that move me in any price range. That's right. I agree. Chick Mac, nothing wrong with spending money on something you love within reason is perfectly fine. Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. KBT Guitar Man, what's going on? Hey Joe, have you played one of the PRS CE24s? The neck is a little different on those than the ones you have, I believe. No, sir. I have not. I have not played the CE24s. No, I would like to. Thank you for that, KBT. Chick Mac, seems like I remember several years ago the George Lynch Kamikaze wasn't terribly expensive. Now it's around 6,000. Good God. Bloody Suit, keep grinding, Joe. Easily you should hit that goal of 20K. I would hope so, man. That would be really nice. Really nice. Would you guys do a Columbia trip for a guitar shop? Yeah, we would. Yeah, there's one or two shops in Columbia that somebody mentioned. I can't remember the names of them, man. I could Google it. But yeah, that's not a problem. I always like to look up the shops online and kind of look at the pictures and kind of see what their inventory looks like and try to get, not that size matters with a shop, because we've been to some shops that were small and they were great, but I would like to look at some pictures online just to see what they look like and what's going on. But nah, there's nothing. I have nothing against going to Columbia for a guitar shop review. Chick Mac saw an advertisement for Sims Music in Columbia. Okay, Sims Music. I will have to look that up, man. Look that up. Absolutely. All right, y'all. I gotta go, man. I could sit here and talk for another hour, as y'all know, but let me cut this truck off. I think my AC compressors, I need to put some more refrigerant in here. That's that noise you hear, that ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. That's that compressor. I don't know what's going on there. Thank y'all so much. God bless. And thank you for the thumbs ups. If you're watching on the replay, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you can, a thumbs up is always appreciated. We don't ask for anything here on this channel. And thank you so much. We just appreciate your time and your attention. Until next time, y'all, be safe. God bless. And keep rocking. Take care. Bye-bye.